Good. The Phillies, they just need to get 2 out of the 4.
Yeah.
Then we'll be fine.
All right. Vic, in terms of your nickel personnel and teams running at you with a light box, what can be done to offset what has clearly been a problem?
Yeah, it's been, we've obviously played a lot of nickel these first 2 games because the teams are playing a lot of 3 wides against us. So, most teams' normal reaction is to play a good bit of nickel. We just have to I have to do a better job of coaching the guys on the technique and do the job better. I just haven't done a good enough job of getting that done.
How much with Zach Bond being new inside deals with him handling cut blocks? Is there ways that you can schematically support him, or is it something he just has to be?
Yeah, it was the first time he was exposed to cut blocking, and he learned a valuable lesson, and I think he's going to be better prepared for it now. But, yeah, there's some teams that will climb and cut. Some teams don't. That's the first time he's seen it. He needs to react better to it, but we need to get him ready for it, too.
Given some of those struggles, is Devin any closer to getting on the field? And if not, what are some things he has to do to put himself in position?
Yeah, he's practicing and staying attentive and ready to roll. Special teams plays a part of it. Yeah, he's ready and available.
Do you feel like you've reached a point, obviously two teams have gouged you on the run, problems with passers. Do you feel like you've reached a point where changes need to be made? I know it's early.
Not wholesale changes, no. We need to do a better job with me at the lead of preparing the guys to play with better technique and better discipline.
With that said, do you think you have the talent up front to get that done?
Yes.
What makes you convinced that you do?
Because I've seen these guys play, and I believe we do.
Vic, I wanted to ask you specifically about the 3 Georgia guys, Jalen, Jordan, and Nolan. We kind of look at them together because they're all first-round picks from the same school. They're friends. That group, their production hasn't been, I assume, what they were hoping for, what you were hoping for. What have you seen from those 3 guys as they kind of work through your scheme? And
Yeah, I think when you talk production, correct me if I'm wrong, but, you're talking sacks and pressures and stuff, and until we do a better job of playing the run, those aren't coming. That's for sure. And we all have to do a better job, starting with me, of playing the run better.
With Huff, is he going to remain your starter?
Who's that?
Huff?
Yeah, he's still going to be the starter, but we're mixing those guys in, as I know you know, and we'll continue to do that.
What have you seen out of him to this point? What's your evaluation?
He's still learning how to play, the total game and not just rush situations, but he's working hard at it, and we're going to stick with him.
Atlanta long to those stretch runs, I think, to the out, try to get you outside and flow into the ball and then cut back. Mm-hmm. Do you see some similarities with the Saints in that regard? As the way
yeah, I mean, the Saints definitely have that run in their repertoire. They've run it a few times this year, and probably after watching our game, they may want to run it some more.
Vic, why do you frame it that the sacks and pressures are dependent upon stopping the run?
Well, if you don't stop the run, you're not going to get in the obvious pass. And, the team we're playing this week, they either run it or max protect, play action, run boots. They're doing a great job offensively, which makes it hard.
Vic, from your perspective, what kind of happened on the last drive?
It started off as what you think as a 2-minute drive, but within 2 plays, it really wasn't 2 minutes anymore. And, we gave up the big one on the sideline there on the second play. And after that, it became, they're in the red zone and they got their time and their set of downs to do it. Again, we just need to coach it better, starting with me, to get them to do it better.
What is Cooper DeJean? He only played 1 snap, I think, on Monday night. What's kind of going on there? What does he need to do to?
Yeah, right now he's the backup nickel. We're trying to focus him on the nickel position. For the first week, he was starting in dime as the dime DB. We've made the decision to we feel like it's better, you know, so he was having to learn the dime and be the backup nickel. And with all the time he's lost, we're going to focus him at nickel right now and
Vic,
see if
how
he
would-
can make good enough progress there.
Vic, how would you evaluate Nolan Smith through 2 games?
Good. I think Nolan's come a ways, you know, since his rookie year. I think he's playing better on the edge than he was last year. All around.
You said in training camp about blitzing, you want to blitz when you want to, not when you have to. The heavy blitz that came with the touchdown that Cousins had, did you feel at that point you were blitzing because you had to? And, you know, where do you feel that, you know?
It was both. Felt it was a good time and felt 50% thought it was a good time, 50% kind of felt like we had to.
Vic, you mentioned Zach Bond never being exposed to cut blocks. You mentioned how Zach Bond is, Bryce Huff is still learning your scheme. Cooper DeJean's another young guy that's trying to get in the field. Quignon's a rookie. You have a lot of young players. Is the personnel as constructed on defense tilted way too young or inexperienced for you to function at a high level?
Yeah, I don't think it's as cut and dry as that. You can be young and still play good, you know, mentally and physically. You know, there's been a lot of guys that do that. Are we still in the process of learning how to do everything? Probably. You know, doing it at a high level of proficiency, especially when the game's on the line. But yeah, I mean, maybe.
Sort of
You've
along
been with
those
this group for a
lines.
couple months. Is this where you kind of feel like you were going to be at this point? Or are you behind?
No, you know, obviously the run defense, particularly this past game, you know, was nowhere near good enough, and I thought we could do that better.
In light of Jalen Carter getting disciplined for the beginning of that game, you know, is he doing the things necessary that you're looking for? Kind of where do you stand with him?
Yeah, I mean, he had the hiccups last week during the week, which caused that. But overall, he is. But like a lot of us, you know, starting with the coaches, he can do better.
Quinion worked pretty hard on himself on that last drive, saying he needs to get better depth in some of the coverage and play with better leverage. How do you view that, you know, and how is his progress coming along?
I think his progress is good. I think he's doing a good job as a rookie corner. You know, he alluded to that play. But overall, he's doing a good job and very pleased with him.
Considering the pressure that's coming from just the front itself, do you feel like you're at the point in the defense where you're comfortable blitzing when you want to? Or do you feel like you have to stimulate more?
Yeah, I do. You know, the one thing we have done decently the first 2 weeks is third down, and we've done it without much pressure. And so I think that, you know, it's there when we need it.
What's the
Derek
Say that again.
We'll get you both. Go ahead. Derek Carr has had a ton of success against you. I think he's 6-2 with 12 TDs in those games. Why and how is he? You looked at him film this week. Is he playing better than he's ever played?
Yeah, I think this offense really suits him. He's always been one of the best talented passers in the league. He throws it short, intermediate, and deep very, very well. Throws a great deep ball. They're max protecting a lot, giving him time. They're running boots. They got the running game going. I think this offense and him is a really good marriage.
What are some of the keys to unlocking the stunts up front?
Unlocking the stunts?
Stunts, yeah. Making them more effective.
You know, it's dependent upon what they're doing. We've run some stunts, you know, and moved people in an effort at times to help with the run. And sometimes it helps you and sometimes it doesn't. It's kind of like pressuring. You know, you want to stunt when you want to and not because you feel you got to do something different to help you with the run.
Kellen's here.
Thanks.
All right, thank you, guys.